Mr. Bhansali's praise is like a badge of honor I'd like to wear for the rest of my life. We leave our father-son baggage at home. Okay. And when we were on set, I don't think we are father and son. I think we were Zorawar and he was Zulfikar. I knew that I had to go out myself and knock at doors and ask for work, while a lot of them have moved ahead and raced ahead, not even moved ahead. And and you're still trying to knock at doors, trying to make those phone calls and still facing a lot of rejections in life. It did get really tough for me. I think especially after the success of Heeramandi, I don't think I want to look back into my past.
Okay.
I think the future seems very bright. Look, season 2 is something Sir has spoken about. Yes. And, he's unofficially kind of said, I want to work with the actors again, season 2 banega.
Yeah.
So, isse badkar to hamare liye kuch nahi ho sakta. And he said the Nawabs will be a lot more this time.
I know.
Were you there at the?
Yeah,
oh, you were there. Oh, lovely. So you heard it.
Yeah.
So that's exciting.
How much do you think this kind of personal attack?
No, so personally, I've faced it.
Yeah.
I'm sure I don't know how much of it she's facing it because I've only heard good things about her. So I don't know how much of the bad personal things have people been said. I don't know what they are. I don't live in a bubble. Yeah. I don't think I'm a star at all. And neither have I ever said that Heeramandi has made me a superstar.
Hi Adhyayan, welcome to News 18.
Thank you for having me on your show.
Yes, we finally meet and I've been chasing you for a long time.
Not been chasing me. Unfortunate circumstances couldn't make us meet, but now that we're finally here and a lot to celebrate and talk about.
Yes, absolutely. Heeramandi, of course, we'll have to talk about that. Tell me that one comment that you have received from, let's say, somebody in the film fraternity that has really stayed back with you.
I just would want to just talk about Mr. Bhansali. To be honest, I just had a success meet 2 days ago. I think, 2 days ago when I was at the success meet of Heeramandi, where Sir spoke in front of everyone about me, where he said that I was moved by his performance and, when he said that Manisha ji asked him, where has this boy been? I think that, I think has stayed with me. And I've said this earlier on in my interviews as well, that Mr. Bhansali's praise is like a badge of honor I'd like to wear for the rest of my life, especially from where I come from, where I hadn't felt validated enough by people. And when someone of his stature, a filmmaker that the world looks up to, when he validated me, it was, bigger than an award. So I want to hold on to that.
How lovely. I was just speaking to your dad, Shekhar sir, and he said that even Rekha ji had some really nice things to say about you at the screening.
Yes, she did, yes.
Did you meet her?
I did. I touched her feet, of course, and I met her, and for the first time, because, she was my father's
first co-star.
First co-star in Utsav.
Yes.
And she was just so sweet, so warm. And she was like, "Tum itne bade kab ho gaye? And you've performed so well in the show, and so good to see you do so well." And, I just said, thank you so much, and the fact that, she, as I said, people like them acknowledging you, I think it means the world,
Right. Of a lot of your co-stars in the show, they have been talking about the maximum number of retakes that they have given. I think Richa is topping that list. She's told everybody that I've given 99 takes for that song, that comes just before the confrontation scene between you and her.
Yeah.
You tell me what's the, maximum number of retakes you have had to give?
I don't know, man. I think about 6.
Okay.
6 or 7. I think the scene that everyone's talking about with me and Malika Jan, the confrontation scene, that was one take. And that was, something that I feel changed my life when I did that scene. And that's exactly what happened when Mr. Bhansali, when the show hadn't come out, when he was talking about the scene, when he called up my father, when I used to go meet Sir, and he used to tell me about that scene. He's like, you don't know, he used to tell my father, you don't know what your son has done in that scene. And I didn't know what I did in the scene, honestly. And, but that's exactly what happened. The fact that, everyone's talking about that particular scene, one of the most pivotal scenes of the show. I think that was a one-take scene. And the rest of it, I think, I'm in comparison to everyone, I had a shorter screen time, so probably 6 to 7 takes. Wow. 6 to 7 more chances to improve myself. With Mr. Bhansali, you don't count them as retakes.
That's right.
With Mr. Bhansali, it's an opportunity to better yourself every single time. So I wouldn't take that the wrong way.
Okay. You just had one scene with your father
Yeah.
in this show, towards the end. A lot of actors have said this, that, they cannot really act in front of their parents because, parents can look through you. Is there any sense of apprehension about, was there any apprehension when you had to do that, share screen space with him?
I had a apprehension as a kid when he used to tell me कि कुछ करके दिखाओ, नाच के दिखाओ. Not now.
Not now.
I think we leave our father-son baggage at home. Okay. And when we were on set, I don't think we are father and son. I think we were Zorawar and he was Zulfikar. And at the back of my head, of course, there was anxiousness, is because, when you stand and when you have to talk to or perform in front of an actor of his caliber, not the father. An actor of his caliber, it can get very, very... anyone can get anxious. And it was purely from an actor to an actor and not from a father to a son.
Okay. But was this anxiousness also there when he had directed you?
Was it there? 2014. I think I was not in the right headspace when I was working in 2014, to be very honest. I think I was anyway just anxious about life.
Okay.
To be very honest, when I was coming back on screen, I was doing a film after 4 years, after, all my films were shut down in 2010. And I hadn't been a working actor for a long time, and then we decided to make this film. I was anyways a very anxious kid. So, I don't know how to answer this question. If I was anxious with my father or whether I was anxious just with life, But I was nervous because I wanted to give it my best, because I felt like, he's directing me and I don't want to let him down. So I feel I did what I did, but I was probably a little anxious about, will I be able to deliver the fact that he is entrusting me with the entire film on my shoulders? Will I be able to, do justice to the part?
Yeah. I read somewhere that you had said that, I am somebody, despite having my father who is an actor, I never could really milk nepotism, as such. But Adhyayan, don't you think the fact that, you had that chance where your father actually directed you with a film, that sort of is contradictory?
No, I don't think so. Look, you have to understand that the reason why the film was made was not to resurrect my career.
Okay.
If my father wanted to turn a director, and he had an actor in the house. Of course, if he felt I was incapable, he would have casted somebody else. But he felt that I probably had the capability to perform a role of a boy with a heart ailment. And also, for emotional reasons, there was a film very close to our family because of my brother. So I don't think that, if that was the case, I would have done 5 more films. But that's not how, I work in my life. I knew that I had to go out myself and knock at doors and ask for work. And, of course, if you have an actor at home, at least for the first film, you would want to work with him if he has the capability of it. And then you want to, I'm sure tomorrow when he makes films, he would want to probably explore newer actors and, people out there. And that's how it should be. It's like I'm making my first film as a director, but my father is not a part of it.
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm giving a chance to my father in the first film itself. So it's not like that. If somebody fits the bill and stuff, and then you go ahead and take a call working with somebody. Yeah.
But, the fact that you said that, you finally are getting the validation, of the work of the potential that you perhaps always had. There was a time you were not getting work. Did it ever get to you mentally? Were you emotionally, your mental health, did that bother, affect that?
Yeah, I think I've spoken a lot about my mental health. I think the fact that I am a human at the end of the day. I have certain emotions that, to see your contemporaries race ahead of you and you be, it's not like I'm a part of a race, but just the fact that, when you started off with a certain kind of set of people in a certain year, and so many of those years have passed away and you're still at the same place, while a lot of them have moved ahead and raced ahead, not even moved ahead. And, and you're still trying to knock at doors, trying to make those phone calls and still facing a lot of rejections in life. It did get really tough for me, especially because Raz was a successful film. Jashan was a critically acclaimed film. I was a part of films that had massive music, successful music, Sonio, O Jana, IRA, Nazare Karam. I had some massive music backing me as a star, and then the film shut down. And then I think a few years of my life, I think I spent wasting trying to figure out why the films were shut. because I didn't have an answer to why, a decently successful, with a decently successful kind of debut, would I not be able to, sign at least 10 films, and why wouldn't those films be made with me? What have I done? While there were other people who were star kids or not star kids or whatsoever, were doing films and were giving multiple failures, but they were still working.
Right.
So it was tough, it was dark, and it was depressing, and it was a phase that I would never want to see again. I don't think I'd see that phase again, because I treat failure very differently now. I didn't take failure really well, or rejection really well back then, because it was too new to me. Criticism was too new to me, because I feel I was so protected as a kid in the family, that when I was put there and asked to go and swim in the middle of the ocean, I didn't know how people would react or how many sharks would want to come and bite. I didn't know any of it, and I had to learn how to swim myself. And I feel like I've just reached the first stage of how to swim, and I have to swim. It's a long way to go. But I think at least I can survive and not just sink.
Right. In retrospect, however, have you looked back and tried to analyze as to why it didn't work out? Do you think there were external factors also involved? Was it luck, destiny?
I think especially after the success of Heeramandi, I don't think I want to look back into my past.
Okay.
I think the future seems very bright. For me to look back into why it didn't work out back then, I need to retrospect why and how it's worked now. And just be at it, and just be honest with what I'm doing. Just want to tell all the actors out there that it's never about the length of a role, but it's about the strength, the impact it can make in a film or a series. It happened to me in Ashram with Tinka Singh, and it's happened to me again with Heeramandi. So you have to pick out roles that are very impactful. I think with all the greatest of messages, touchwood, which haven't stopped from all over the world for me, and you can go to my Instagram and see I keep trying to talk to all the people in the comments, reply to them. There were also maybe 2 or 3 of them who said, "Oh, bro, you had like 5 scenes in the show. Why are you acting like a hero?"
They said that?
Yeah, like 2-3 of them. 2-3 of them. I thought I wouldn't want to discuss this, but I think I should, because it was quite funny. Because there was so much love in between. I don't want to bring out the hate part of it, which is very rare. Nominal,
Yeah.
But I should, is because I want to tell all the actors out there that to do not think this way. If you look at Irfan sir, if you looked at Nawaz sir, if you looked at all these brilliant actors, my father himself, there are particular scenes that have made them who they are as actors.
Sure.
And it's very important to believe in that you might get that one scene which might change your entire destiny as an actor forever. It did it for me, and I am sure it'll do it for you. So don't let these people say, "Arey, 2 scene mein kya hoga ya 1 scene mein kya hoga." You don't understand the entire impact. Like people, whoever those 2-3 people were, bichare, they didn't understand that the impact of Zorawar. The show begins with Zorawar being sold.
Right.
The Zorawar is there in the entire show. It doesn't matter if he wasn't there till the 8th episode of it. But the impact of him was very strong.
And hopefully we'll get to see more of him in Heeramandi too.
Look, season 2 is something Sir has spoken about,
Yes.
and he's unofficially kind of said, "I want to work with the actors again. Season 2 banega."
Yeah.
So इससे बढ़कर तो हमारे लिए कुछ नहीं हो सकता. And he said the Nawabs will be a lot more
Yes,
this time.
I know.
Were you there at the?
Yeah,
at the
I was
you were
there.
there. Oh, lovely. So you heard it.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. So everything falls into place eventually.
It does. But Adhyayan, you have been through this scrutiny on you throughout your career, right? You have spoken about it. So now what is happening is, we all know that the kind of scrutiny that Sharmin, that's there on her, and I was just chatting with her at the screening on Saturday. And I don't want to give out what she told me, because that's her, for her to talk.
Personal, yeah.
Right, absolutely. But, what do you make of it? When people, see, one thing is you criticize somebody's performance.
Yeah.
The other thing is taking personal digs.
Yeah.
That's not fair, I think. What do you make of it? How much do you think shakes an actor's confidence?
It does. It does, and it depends on who you are independently, individually, how you handle these things, tackle. No matter how thick-skinned you may pretend to be, it still affects you somewhere. Like, I did want to talk about the 2 haters out of the 20,000 messages I've got. Sure. I wanted to discuss those 2. where I wanted to say, hey, dude, listen, it's not like that. You have to understand that, look at what the entire world who's seen the show and who's seen this character is saying. You do want to sort of end up being like, oh God, okay. You do want to like, kind of give some sense of clarification to it because it does hurt you somewhere. And in case of Sharmin, if you ask me, what was the question again that you were asking me about whether she was being criticized?
No, I'm just asking, how much do you think this kind of personal attacks?
No, so personally, I've faced it.
Yeah.
I'm sure I don't know how much of it she's facing it because I've only heard good things about her. So I don't know how much of the bad personal things have people been said. I don't know what they are. Can you tell me what personal things have they been saying?
I don't want to talk.
Oh, you do? Okay. So there are that, and then there are a lot of the star kids. I feel
people commenting on her looks and stuff, like
which is very unfair.
Yeah.
Which I feel is very unfair, and I think that as a viewer in public, I think you have the entire right to discuss an actor's performance. अच्छा नहीं लगा, या ये scene particularly अच्छा नहीं किया, ये नहीं किया, वो नहीं किया, whatever it is. But beyond that, getting personal with somebody, it shakes you to a point where not everyone can fight out of it.
Yeah, of course.
Not everyone can have like I'm not trying to boast about myself, but not everyone who's had out of the 15 years, 13 years of lull can come up fighting. It's not easy, So there are some people who probably would want to just give up and not, pursue it. And that's not fair.
Right.
Life is all about trying, and don't break them so much that they don't want to try the second time.
That's true.
People shouldn't do that, dude. But then again, can you stop it? Would you be able to stop them? Would I be able to stop them? No. You have to live in the world where you have to absorb the positive aspect of it, and you have to realize that, okay, and you have to not live in a bubble. I think the most important thing I think about myself, how I look at life, is that I don't live in a bubble. Yeah. I don't think I'm a star at all. And neither have I ever said that Heeramandi has made me a superstar, or I success or the release of Heeramandi, I kept saying this. I said, look, I am not thinking from anywhere of any place where I feel like this is going to turn me into a superstar. But the fact that my work is going to reach out to people and they're finally going to get to see me, that is good enough for me.
Right.
Right. I had no expectations from what it would do for me. But because obviously primarily the show was about the women, but what it has done for me, it's tremendous the kind of appreciation it has gotten me, and it's mind-boggling. Not from this country, but from, Ghana and from China and from Turkey, from Afghanistan, from all these places, from UK, from LA. I'll show you all these messages that are there to me, and they're long messages, dude. They're not like, they're not like a one-liner. They're long messages.
Yeah, heartfelt messages.
So if people are taking out time and writing, that means you've touched them somewhere.
Sure.
That means you have touched the right chord.
Yeah.
So I would want to absorb that and now work harder in the next set of roles that I get, or I have to go out and look for work, whatever it is. So that is what I would like to tell people who probably face these kind of situations where the attack is personal. You have to somehow just edit it out, because what option do you have?
That is true.
Right? You can do whatever it takes, but you have to understand what I understood all my life is that you can't buy love from the audiences. The power of organic love is insane, and you have to slowly and steadily work towards gaining their trust and gaining their love, and it'll happen. It's happened to me.
Very true. So well said. But on a slightly different note, do you also have political aspirations like your dad?
I talk a lot like my dad, so I don't know. Do I have political aspirations for now? Honestly, I think my entire focal point and my focus in life is about wanting to, just create things and, work in things and be a working actor and act and direct and sing and write and produce for the next 25 years of my life. Where life takes you from there on, I don't know. Yeah. I think what I learned in life is not to plan. Because whenever I planned anything, nothing went according to plan.
Yeah.
And when I didn't plan, everything happened.
That's true.
So I would want to live my life like this. For now, I don't have any political aspirations.
Okay. But what about your directorial plans? Last time we spoke, you said that I'm planning to make a love story.
Yeah.
Which you told me at that time is that it's tentatively called Airport.
Yeah, it was, but now it's called Ajnabi. It's called
But
Ajnabi.
that is, you're working on that?
I'm working on on the
Okay.
scripting part of it. This is a film I had written 7 years ago.
Okay.
And I'd left the script because of financial constraints. I couldn't make the film, and I felt like it was not the right time. But now I finally feel like it's the right time for me to make the film.
Okay.
So I am at it, and there's another film that I'm just about to finish, which is an untitled love story. I have done a film called Vehem with Vijay Raz right now. So, and I'm about to produce a biopic as well, which I will be, hopefully, might be actually debuting as a director in that.
Oh.
Yeah, and big biopic. And yeah.
Whose biopic?
You'll get to know soon. Okay. Very exciting though. Very exciting biopic. That, and then, yeah, my directorial debut. And then I have about 9 songs coming out this year.
Yeah.
You know, so a lot of work happening.
That's lovely.
Doing my thing, dude. Doing my thing.
Absolutely. That's what matters, right?
That's what matters. Yeah.
And where does love fit in all this?
Where does love fit? I think number one, I think love is the most important thing, whether it's the love for your parents or whether it's love of your friends or someone you're in love with, you have a partner, whoever it is. You know, love, I think, is the basic foundation for everything, especially for me. Love is very important. So I'm always open to receiving love. I think I've been missing love for the longest time of my life, and finally I'm receiving love from the audiences, from all the people who've been watching my work. And I'm also, in my personal life, hoping to be with somebody I can call my companion.
How lovely. Here's looking to, forward to the better times.
Thank you.
So at the end, we are going to do a small segment with you. You'll have to be as honest and as quick as possible.
Honest just like the rains. Huh?
Yeah. Okay. The most bizarre rumor you have heard about yourself?
That I do drugs.
Okay.
Yeah, bizarre. I've never touched drugs. Anyways.
Okay, an actor you think you share the best chemistry with?
Risha.
Okay. Your all-time Bollywood crush?
My all-time Kareena Kapoor.
Oh, yes. Okay, one thing about these filmmakers that you have worked with that we might not know about. Mahesh Bhatt.
Oh, Mahesh Bhatt. Oh, dude, Mahesh Bhatt. He is a... You know everything about him. He's quite there in the open. I think he's...
No, I think he can also be pretty elusive.
Pretty?
Elusive, that way.
No, I think Bhatt Sahib is very sensitive. People don't know his sensitive side, and he's a very emotional man. You know, a lot of the times when I used to sit with him and when he was directing Jashan, I used to travel in the car with him at 5 a.m. in the morning to shoots. The stories that he used to tell used to break my heart. You know, he's a very emotional man. Yeah.
So before I move to the next one, I think you're very lucky because you're one of the very few new gen actors who've actually had the chance to be directed by Bhatt Sahib.
I am. So he had given up direction.
Yeah, I know.
And after Raz, when he saw me on edit, he called my father. He said, I think I'm going to pick up the boots again and direct. That's when he decided. Otherwise, there's somebody else who was going to direct.
Yes, that's right. Okay. Again, one thing we don't know about Mr. Bhansali.
Mr. Bhansali loves animals.
Okay.
He loves dogs, and dogs are like therapy. Yeah. They're like, they calm him down when he's so much stress or so much work. Yeah. The big set to handle. Right. He has his favorite pups always roaming around the set, and he'll just like pet them and just
nice.
hang with them. Yeah.
Okay. R. Balki?
R. Balki, I think he's the most generous man ever, because I actually only decided to do that one scene in Chup is because for special appearance, of course, is because it was Mr. Balki, and I wanted to just be a part of something that he was doing. And when I got the call and said, would you like to be do a special appearance for the person? I said, dude, I'm doing it. It's Mr. Balki, man. I think he's real, man. He's just so real with everything. When you have a conversation with him, with life, with work, with everything, I think he's one of the most genuine, real humans I've met.
Sure. Okay. A film that you regret missing out on?
Like, as in the film that was offered to me? I don't think I would want to name the film. But there is a film I regret being a part of that was offered to me and was taken away. And I'd rather export it that way, at the last minute. So, yeah.
My God. Okay. The last film you watched? Film.
The last film I watched?
Yes.
Can't remember the last film I watched. I actually loved watching 12th Fail. Okay. And I loved, and I said that, as I said, that Vikrant is a friend of mine. And I think his career graph has been stupendous. And he's a phenomenal actor, dude.
Right. One quality of your father that you wish to imbibe?
Patience. I think he's very patient with life in general. And I feel I'm not. I'm very impatient with life.
Okay, the last one. One remake of your dad's film you would want to do.
Anubhav.
Wow.
Anubhav. I would love to do
You
that.
had the answer at the tip of your
Yeah,
tongue.
because I've been wanting to do it. Either Anubhav or Utsav. Either of the two films.
How lovely.
Yeah.
Now that you are a director, you can maybe even make.
I've been telling my father, I said I need to go and get the rights for Anubhav, and I want to remake that film because it's a cult classic comedy.
Yes.
And people have loved that film, and they will love it now. I think it was way ahead of its time.
Yes.
That film, and I feel if it's made now, people will love the film. So
Absolutely.
yeah, that film.
Well, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you. Take care. Hi, this is Adhyayan Suman, and you are watching me only on News 18.